Hello everybody, so I'm going to be talking to you today about the lessons that I've learned since becoming a minimalist. I haven't made a minimalism video in what feels like years because I feel like I've just done so many and I've decluttered everything and I don't know what else to share. But I thought, you know what I could do? I could talk about the things that I've learned since becoming a minimalist and how it's helped me in a lot of ways. Because it really has. It's changed my perspective on a lot of things. It's made me grow up a lot. It's made me save a lot of money, and it's just improved a lot about my lifestyle and taught me a lot along the way. So let's get into the different ways in which minimalism has taught me a valuable lesson. The first lesson I have learned, which is probably one of the most important things I want to emphasize, is that you can do it your own way. You don't have to follow what other people present as minimalism, especially on YouTube. That's how I learned about minimalism, through YouTubers. I was so inspired by them, and so much so that I copied what they did. But that's normal when you first start something or learning about something. It's natural to copy how other people are doing it so you can learn it and understand it and be inspired by them. But over time I realized I don't actually have to do what they do or do what they say or behave in how they behave. A lot of them weren't even telling me to, but I kind of perceived that I had to do what they were doing in order to be a minimalist. But you don't have to travel the world with a backpack. You don't have to own less than 20 items of clothing. You don't have to have a white, pristine, white and grey home with only a few pieces of furniture. Those things do not define whether you're a minimalist or not. I mean, obviously there's certain elements of minimalism like owning less stuff, consuming less stuff, but that's kind of as far as it goes, and you can make the rules otherwise. So if you are someone who likes colour, if you're somebody who likes owning clothes and you do enjoy fashion, if you're somebody who likes books, I get a lot of comments from you guys saying, oh, I love my books, I couldn't declutter my books. That is fine. Do minimalism the way that makes you happy. Use it as a tool to make your life better. Don't make it this thing that's a competition with you or with other people or a comparison. It's meant to make things easier for you, not become another way in which you challenge or compare yourself to others. And especially online, I think we need to do better at not pointing the finger at other people and saying you're doing minimalism wrong. I get that comment a lot, you own too many things, or you're not a minimalist because of X, Y, and Z. And what is it said? I forget. I watch so many Americans, I forget what even I say as an English person. But yeah, there is no one size fits all, and everyone is different. So that applies to minimalism too, as much as it does everything else. Another minimalism lesson that I have learnt is to learn. Honestly, learning was a bit of a tough subject for me after university. I'd gone through the whole education system and I wanted nothing to do with it anymore. I didn't want to learn, I didn't want to know, because I'd just been worked and pushed too hard doing something I didn't really want to do anymore. I will make another video about my university experience another time. Let me know if you'd like to hear about that, because I had a hard time towards the end. But when I finished uni, I just didn't want to learn. I didn't want to read. I didn't want to know anything about it. I just wanted to shut my, brain off for a while. But when I started to declutter and understand more about myself, more about the world, more about the environment, I started to have an urge to learn. I wanted to learn more about photography, about filmmaking. I wanted to learn more about finances, about money, about the environment, about so many things I became more interested in learning about and educating myself on. And this is something that I think all of us need to do, is that even though we're an adult now, keep learning, keep improving and getting more skills. Even to this day, I still try and learn more and more and more every week, every month, so that I'm doing better in my career and in my life. So one of my favorite ways to learn is via a platform called Skillshare. I've talked about them so many times to you guys because I'm obsessed. They have so many classes on there. I think they have over 25,000. And if you have premium membership, you have unlimited access to all of them. Whether you want to learn more about design, business, photography, filmmaking, you will find a class on there, and it's really helped me to get better at what I do, because I'm doing this, on my own, not on my own totally, I've got help, but I'm doing this as my career, as my job, as a self-employed person. So I want my photography to be better. I want my filmmaking to be better. I want to understand my finances and how to run a business. Some of my favorite classes on there are photography classes or filmmaking classes, so I can get better at what I do. Also ones which pep you up and motivate you to be an entrepreneurial person, and also finances. I have to deal with my own finances, figure out accounts, and think about where I want to invest my money. So that is something that I absolutely love learning on Skillshare. And as a learning platform, it's actually really affordable. If you get an annual subscription, it works out at under $10 a month. So if you want to join the 7 million other creators on Skillshare learning, then click the link in the description below and you get the first 2 months for free, which I think is pretty nice of Skillshare. So thanks, guys. Let me know if you do end up signing up for the first 2 months for free in the comments down below, and what class you want to try out first, because I want to hear about some good classes that caught your eye and I'm going to go and take them as well. Decluttering can be really tricky at times, especially with sentimental items, but I have found over time of decluttering most of my things that when something is gone, you honestly forget about it. There are no items that I have decluttered that I regret or that I look back at and think, oh, I wish I'd kept that. And I don't even remember the things that I've decluttered unless I see a photo of me wearing them or something. So just be confident in your decisions, and be confident that if you haven't used something, or if you don't like something anymore, or it doesn't fit you, don't be afraid to just let go and say goodbye to it when you know the time is right. Don't force yourself to get rid of things you don't want to, of course, but I have realized that once it's gone, I don't remember it. Minimalism has really highlighted to me how much stuff we buy, and it's kind of scary. Consumerism is really raging right now, and we're being told everywhere we look that we need to be buying something new to make our lives better, to make ourselves happier. And this is so much more highlighted since I've become a minimalist and been more mindful with my purchases. I used to buy so much stuff without even thinking about it, and now I get a kick from not buying things. I really enjoy mulling over deciding whether I should buy something and then just not doing it in the end. But yeah, it's really clear to me, and it's a big lesson, that we buy so much stuff that we don't need, and it's not only damaging to our bank accounts, damaging to our mental health, but it's damaging to the environment, and it's causing a huge issue. So I think that that's wonderful that minimalism has made me become so much more aware of consumerism and more mindful with everything that I am bringing into my life. Which leads on to realizing how true the phrase less is more actually is. I even made a tote bag with this phrase on it. You can check those out in the description, because less is more. I love not having as much stuff. I love waking up in the morning and getting dressed and having a wardrobe that I can actually look through and it's clear to me. I love having a house that is tidier because there's not so much clutter everywhere. It just makes me feel happy having less, and being aware of the things I have, knowing all the things I have, not thinking there's something hidden away in a cupboard somewhere. Yeah, I absolutely love having less stuff, and that is not something that I used to believe at all. I used to always want to have more clothes, more shoes, more money, everything. Having less stuff makes you more grateful, it makes your house tidier, it makes your life simpler, it makes you have the ability to save your money. And that is not something that I understood before minimalism. Quality over quantity. This is a lesson that has taken me a really long time to learn, but it has changed the way I view my purchases and how I view things. I used to be someone who would work really hard so that I could buy cheap clothes and cheap shoes and cheap makeup from Primark and from charity shops and online from ASOS. And that's fine if you're on a budget, like I totally get it, I've been there. But I could have saved that money and put it aside to better purposes. So I could have saved it just so I had emergency funds when I needed it, so I didn't end up having to borrow from other people like I used to, and so that I could save up for important things like a camera. I always wanted a camera because I loved photography, and I didn't save up my money for that. And similarly, I could have saved up for experiences, for sustainable fashion choices, for ethical brands that tend to be a little bit more pricey and that actually are higher quality, honestly. Like all of the clothes that I used to buy and things that were trendy and cheap, none of those things are in my wardrobe anymore. The things that are in my wardrobe are the things that I spent more money on and that I saved up for, or the few things that I got bought for me as a gift that were high quality items. So yeah, quality over quantity. Having one item rather than buying 10 items for cheap is going to serve you in the long run. Now that I'm no longer a shopaholic, I find decluttering more fun than I ever found shopping. It's so much more satisfying to get rid of stuff, to see your room really tidy, to see your wardrobe really clean and empty, and to have everything organised and to know where everything in your home is, rather than the kind of quick, immediate rush you get from shopping, wearing the cool outfit, and then suddenly you want something else again pretty soon after. I find the benefits of decluttering last a lot longer than the benefits of shopping. You feel better about yourself and you're not spending money, you're just kind of tidying up your house and you're organising your things. And in the long run, the more you declutter, the more mindful you are of bringing anything in, because you don't want to be decluttering that again. So I never thought I would be someone to say that I prefer decluttering to shopping, but that is a big lesson I have learnt. So the next lesson is one that I feel like I'm learning right now, and it's come since decluttering and since being a minimalist for a few years now, and that is to slow down. I really struggle with this. I am a go-getter. I'm always working really hard. I'm always pushing myself. I'm always saying yes to everything, doing as much as I can, and wanting to fit everything in. I want to do it all. But I need to learn to slow down, and I'm trying to do that right now. I'm trying to say no to things, to take the time out of my day to be slow. I've let it slip recently. I haven't been doing as much yoga or meditation or taking time to just be. And that is a huge lesson I think that we can forget with minimalism. It isn't just about stuff, it's also about your life and how you act, and the busy nature of 21st century life. It is always, on the go. Let's get this fast. Let's have it take away. I want to go now. Hurry up. Like, that is how we kind of live. And I think minimalism really teaches you to slow down, to enjoy the process of life, and just, be, and not be rushing and waiting for the next thing. So this lesson is something that's ongoing and something that I want to be improving on more and more and more. But a lot of decisions that I've made in my life recently, like moving to Cornwall, I think will help that a lot. And hiring other people to help me, like my lovely editor who's editing this video right now, and getting a photographer, and doing things to slow down my life overall so that I'm not always tired. That sounds really negative. I love my job, but if you have a personality type like me, I'm sure you can relate that slowing down is really tricky. So number 9 is the final one. I didn't include a number 10 because it felt like a nice round list and I didn't want to force number 10. But the last one is realizing what you want. If you are always chasing something else, if you're always wanting a new item of clothing, a new pair of shoes, if you're wanting to earn more money and you're putting pressure on yourself to do those things, you're not doing it in a kind of like healthy way, then you're not going to actually realize what you truly want. If you're getting clouded up by advertising and marketing and being told by other people what you want, it's really difficult to know what you actually want. And I found myself getting lost in that. I found myself looking at other people thinking, that model looks really happy because she's smiling and she's beautiful, or that celebrity looks like she's got it all figured out, and trying to replicate what they had and thinking if I dressed like them, if I looked like them, if I pursued what maybe they're pursuing, I would be happy too, until I realized actually I'm not that person, I'm not like them, I'm not in their world or their reality. So I need to work with what I have and think about what I want from life. And that came about literally exactly the same time that I found minimalism. I decided to quit my job, and I think that was probably the first declutter I did. Quit my job, moved home with my parents again, started making YouTube videos, and was like, do you know what, screw it, I'm just gonna make videos about veganism and talk about stuff and I don't know, and try and figure out what I want to do with my life and do some introspection. And that only happened when I let go of ideas of what I should be doing and just focused on what I actually wanted. Can take time, can take a lot of exploration. I've documented a lot of that on my YouTube, but I do feel like now I'm at a place where I'm doing what I want, I'm happy, I'm authentic, I'm true to myself, and that came about by letting go of thinking about all the things that other people told me I should need or want or have in my life, and just thinking about what I wanted. So I really hope you enjoyed that video. I thought I'd keep it quite chatty, and I didn't write any notes. I just kind of talked. Sometimes I write notes to make myself not blab as much, but I thought I'd keep it kind of casual and talk to you from the heart about how minimalism has helped me in my life and the lessons it's taught me. Please talk to me in the comments, letting me know what lessons you've learned, because I'd really love to hear it. I think that we can all learn from one another, and it helps when we have a community of other people doing a similar thing and hearing what they're doing and relating to them. So leave your comments down below. Also, once again, don't forget to check out Skillshare. I love those guys. They've supported me and done so many sponsorships with them, and they're an amazing platform. I love Skillshare so much, and I'm sure you guys know that by now because I've done so many videos with them. But yeah, go check that out. It's linked just down there, and give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed, and subscribe, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye.